And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And I've never done anything like this before.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Welcome to Berlin.
Thank you. It's so great to be back. The last time I was here, I was recording my album in 2011, and I love Berlin, so I'm so happy to be back.
So we're happy to have you here. You have written songs for this amazing production. How did it come?
It was such an unusual project to come my way. So Bettina works at Sony ATV, which is my publishing company for the world, and I've been published by Sony since I think 1998, 1999. And she got in touch saying that the director Roland was a fan of my music, and they'd been talking about pairing with a songwriter for the show, and they mentioned my name and got in touch, and I said, yeah, I'd love to. And I've never done anything like this before.
You composed 2 songs for this production. What inspired you?
Well, it's interesting. When I write for my own records, of course, I'm working for myself. I just have to not worry about what anybody else wants or what anybody else thinks and do my own thing. And for this, I'm working for someone. So I'm working for the director. It's the same if I write for film. And it's why I love it. I become part of the team. And it's collaborating for something that involves thousands of people, you know. So it was really having these conversations with Roland about his vision and what the song actually had to achieve in those scenes, because they're key moments in the storyline for people to understand what's actually happening and help the story grow and help understand the characters.
No less than Jean-Paul Gaultier designed the costumes for the show. Is there something that you would wear on stage?
I would wear anything by Jean-Paul Gaultier. When they said that he was doing the costumes, I was like, oh man, incredible. He's an artist, you know, it's just, I can't wait to see what he's done.
Your new album, Ken, is out now. How would you describe it? And is there something different from your previous album?
So Ken is my 5th album, and it's very much, I call it the Joy Phoenix. My last record was written while there was some very difficult things happening in my life, and it was kind of like the soundtrack to a funeral, but in a good way. It was a very heartfelt record, and I thought I was going to take a break for some time, and actually a year after moving to Venice Beach, California, which is great, I just was so inspired by West Coast Californian rock music, Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell. And I started writing these really big, kind of muscly pop songs. And I just thought, hey, I don't decide when the music comes, I have to just go with it. And so it's definitely got a very heavy West Coast American influence, but I also feel it's probably the most similar record to my first album. It's very confident pop, but it's also emotional. I want you to cry and dance at the same time.
That sounds good. What's your favorite song on it? Is there some which is very, you know?
Yeah. I fluctuate between 2, so I'm gonna do 2 joint first place. One is for me is the kind of gateway to the whole record. It's the mission statement of the whole record. It's called "It Took Me So Long to Get Here, But Here I Am." I mean, it says it all, and it's really about coming through those really difficult times and challenges in your life, but actually those difficulties making you better, making you a more impressive, wiser, more compassionate, bigger person you wouldn't be that person if you hadn't gone through those hard things. And then I love the title track Kin, which the album is called Kin because it's really about our modern life, that it takes, 25, 30 years to actually find your tribe. You're like often born into what feels like the wrong place, and you feel weird, or you don't feel like you have your people, and sometimes you feel a bit weird even in your own family. And kin is really, when you come through those difficult things in your life, you find those people who really mean everything to you, and you lift each other up. And the title track is actually very gentle. Usually it's a big pop song for the title track, and I was like, no, I want to do a really beautiful, gentle emotional song, and I love it.
Right now you're on tour with Simple Minds. How is touring with them?
It's amazing. It's so cool. They're the nicest guys, and we're all Scottish, so we just laugh and laugh and laugh on the bus and just tell Scottish jokes all the time. But they're an incredible band, and I grew up with them, so I'm touring with my heroes. It's fantastic, and they do such an amazing show, and they've just been very generous, and they're big fans of mine. I can't believe it. And so I open up the show, and their fans are great to me too.
And you also sing together, right?
Yeah, so I sang on one of the songs on their acoustic record, and we did Promise You a Miracle together. And they asked me to come into the studio and basically kind of help them produce the song and help them do a new version of the track. And so I was playing bass and I was playing guitar and helping just shape it into something different. And so I sing that with them too.
So you actually absolutely love the mix between creating music for your own and performing it, and also helping and develop, produce songs for others.
I do, and I've actually just this year really started writing songs for other music artists, which I've never done, and I'm not quite sure why. I just think I was busy and I was happy doing my own thing, and I really love writing for other people, and it's a very exciting new avenue for me.
Has there ever been a song that you actually composed for someone else and you thought, oh, damn, I would love to have it on my own now?
Yeah, there was, and I got it back.
Which one?
I was like, it's for my new record. I was like, are you guys using that song? They're like, we're not sure. And I was like, I really don't think it's good for you. And they were like, no, you're right. I'm like, okay, cool. Yes! And I'm using it on my record.
Oh, that's great. That's actually cool.
I'm recording this summer in London. I'm going to make quite a rock record. It's very simple, stripped back, and looking forward to it.
So that's actually your next plan or next big plan for this year, or something else coming up?
Yeah, no, really recording new music in the summer. I'm going to be playing festivals every weekend over the summer in the UK, and then going to Japan, and I have some headline stuff, and then making a new record, and then I'll be back in LA for 6 months or so, really working on film music. I love writing for film and writing for other people, so just trying out different things.
Well, that sounds fun. Yeah. So good luck for your plans.